What is the hot board for my Beavers?
So this came out yesterday. This was from Chris Hummer for CBS Sports 24/7 Sports.
Love a good Hummer.
Love a good Hummer. National college football writer, pretty plugged in. And he's saying what he is hearing, his latest intel on Oregon State, is there's 3 names that continuously come up atop their hot board of coaching candidates that they want. Paul Chryst, not a surprise to anybody. Brent Vegan, who is the head coach at Montana State, not a surprise to anybody. He's been listed.
How long has he? He's been there a couple years?
Brent Vegan
because that program's been pretty good.
He has been the head coach at Montana State since 2021.
And I think their record would indicate
they lost
good.
in the championship, lost in the semifinals, lost in the championship, lost in the second round, then lost in the championship.
And I believe he also came to Providence Park and got absolutely mollywopped by those Beavers.
That was one of those teams that came to town. So he's number 2 on the list. And then the third one that's growing a lot of momentum, and his name continues to pop up, and it's not somebody who has been a head coach before. It's somebody on the Alabama staff, and that is Jamarcus Shepard. And if you don't know the name, he's at Alabama right now. He's their assistant or co-offensive coordinator and wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
He spent time with DeBoer at Washington, so he has roots in the Northwest. He was also at one point on Mike Leach's staff at Washington State. So he's been in the Northwest. He's coaching the Pac-12 footprint before. And he's one of those younger up-and-coming, I think he's, 30.
He's 42.
42, okay. Yeah. Early 40s, up and coming, good recruiter, gets along with players well, has a good reputation, and so his name continues to generate buzz as somebody Oregon State's looking at.
Is that a ranking of where they're at, or are you just listing them?
There was not a ranking in the article. It just said, here's your hot board of the 3 names that are showing up near the top of the list from what he's hearing.
Yeah, I don't think my stance has changed on this. I heard Bartu a couple weeks ago. Basically, it's Chryst for him. And I get it. I do.
He's the most proven at that level of any of the coaches.
Yeah, and I still think the ultimate response is fair to say, why has he not been offered a job in 3 years?
Maybe he hasn't. He's turned him down. We don't know.
I know, but is that not bizarre to anybody else?
That's a little weird.
3 years to go, a long time.
He's holding out for the Oregon State job. He knew it was going to open up.
Okay, Cousin Eddie.
He's holding out for management position. He's not just going to take any other flyer. He's waiting for that job.
It would actually be funny if Ryan Clark was like, how come you haven't coached in 3 years with a team? And he's like, I've been holding out on this one, to be honest with you. It's my dream job.
This is the one I wanted.
It's the ultimate answer.
I mean, the hardest thing about all of this is there's no right answer, right? Like, nobody has any clue. The Shepard one is definitely interesting to me if I'm a Beaver fan, but it's also, it feels like another roll of the dice that you just had.
He's
right?
not calling plays at Alabama.
He is
That's
not
Ryan
calling
Grubb
plays.
And Kalen DeBoer.
Yes.
So he's the non-play calling offensive coordinator, but so was once upon a time Mario Cristobal.
You know who else was? Kenny Dillingham. And everybody killed that hire when Oregon made it as offensive coordinator, saying this guy's never called his own plays. Then he called his own plays and he did pretty good. And now he's at Arizona State. Things worked out. Like, it's just a massive roll of the dice. The Vegan one, he is a established coach. He's won at that level. I think you could look at the blueprint of Washington State this year and say, I don't know what the ceiling is under that program under Jimmy Rogers, but they've been better than Oregon State this year despite the outcome of the first Pac-2 championship, and we'll get round 2 next weekend. But I feel like he's done a good job there, and he brought a lot of his guys from South Dakota State, and it's like, all right, he seems like he's a good coach who knows what he's doing, and he's raised the floor a little bit from what Washington State maybe we thought they were going into the year. It's so hard to have a take on it because it's a roll of the dice. It's a guy you're taking from a lower level, or it's a guy who's proven, but to your point, he hasn't been a head coach in 4 years. If this truly is your hot board of guys that you're looking at.
I saw an interesting note from the Oregonian that basically said Oregon State hired a search firm, and they're getting a 2-for-1 deal.
They got to buy one, get one free?
Basically, the search firm will recommend people to hire, and if the person they recommend gets fired after 1 year, they give you the next search for free. And that's where they're currently at right now because they just fired.
You can't be serious.
I'm pretty sure I have that right.
They're getting a buy one, get one free coaching search.
2-for-1 deal, dude.
Wouldn't the follow-up be
Black Friday deal?
You recommended the guy that we had to fire, so why would we listen to you again?
Or we save you the money for the services and give you another one.
Or their hit rate is 50%, and so we flipped the coin the first time and it wasn't the right one. This time we flip it, it's going to be the right one? Like,
if I got Butt Crack Sports, then please correct the record, but I'm pretty sure I read that right.
That is one of the most Oregon State stories I've ever read.
Thank you.
It's a good way to cut corners.
I still can't believe our athletic director is still the athletic director.
He's still there. He's still going.
Washington State fired theirs.
They did.
They're having an okay football season.
She seemingly made a good coach in hiring in college football.
Even if they don't beat James Madison, they beat us, they're going bowling.
Yes. Which, at the start of the year, if I would have told you the Cougs go bowling.
And the Beavs win 2 games.
And they had tough road games on their schedule. North Texas might be a playoff team. They had to go on the road to Ole Miss. Like, Virginia ended up being ranked on the road. You had to play them. Like, that's a much more challenging schedule. And they might go to a bowl game.
All right, there's your hot board, Oregon State. I'll put a poll question on that right now where Beaver fans
which name you would be most excited about?
Which one would you lean on or be most excited about? Well, you can vote at Dirt and Sprague.